JJK chapter 261 links are out, so let's go through them. So the chapter begins with Yuji deciding that he will press Sukuna's heart. Again, something that we already saw coming. It's nothing that's too out of the ordinary, right? But the main thing, it's now. As soon as Sukuna chants domain expansion, he sees Gojo standing. In disbelief, Sukuna wonders if it's really him, but pushes away that thought as he says it's impossible. Which, well, the panel say something else, but you guys will see what it means, right? But Sukuna suddenly realizes who it is and punches away Yuji as he moves forward and says, "I apologize for underestimating you. I didn't know that you were capable of going that far." Yuta Okotsu. Sukuna addresses Gojo as Yuta. Now this is something that no one predicted, that Yuta is in Gojo's body using Kenjaku's technique. Again, no one predicted this coming. So the next thing, or the next spoiler, is flashback. Yuta decides to have Rika devour Kenjaku and copy his curse technique, which will allow Yuta to change bodies. Magi objects to this, but Hakari says that he has a condition. They are gonna use this plan when everybody's wiped out and they don't have any options. Then Kusakabe says something that many fans have asked me many times, that is, can't we just copy the limitless technique from Gojo's body? And Shoko answers, you can't. You cannot use the limitless without the 6 eyes. Kusakabe says then you can just copy the 6 eyes. But Soko says the 6 eyes are a part of a physical body and it's not a curse technique, so you can just not copy it, right? And Maki asks, since Yuta can use copy curse technique only for 5 minutes, what would happen later? Yuta says he doesn't know. Mamie explains the pros and cons of Yuta copying Kenjaku's curse technique. There's a possibility that after switching body, Yuta might ultimately lose his curse technique and would have to forever live in Gojo's body. First is, if Kenjaku's curse technique is of a constant or intermittent oppression type, the physical body or the soul can be maintained and he'll die. If the curse technique operates intermittently, he won't immediately die, but he'll eventually die. Third is, if the curse technique is a single use of one-time technique, then you can use the limitless even past 5 minutes. And Mimi says after switching of bodies is completed, it is also possible that Okotsu-kun's curse technique is discarded and he will live in Gojo-kun's body from now on. So it's pretty much like a permanent swap into Gojo's body. So again, I'll just comment on my thoughts on this afterwards. Yuta says he knows this is a last resort, so first he will try to fight Sukuna with his own domain. If he can't win, then he'll accept Gojo's body. Kusakabe says, it's a good plan, but it's not humane. Yuta says, what do you mean humane? We are about to fight the history's strongest sorcerer. If he can't win just by throwing away our humanity, we shouldn't have been arguing about this. Which is true, right? If they can just win by just, not throwing away their humanity, they would have won. But, they're not winning. Sukuna is absolute dog walking everyone. Yuta says is everyone's afraid of becoming some kind of monster to fight Sukuna. Maki rebunks Yuta saying that everyone's just concerned about him. Then Yuta says again, what about Gojo sensei? Is he not that important? Haven't we been putting all the burden of becoming a monster onto him alone? If Gojo sensei is gone, then who will be the monster? If no one intends to become one, then I will. Again, some insane shit that Yuta is saying here, man. Then the scene switches. Yuta tells Gojo that he will take his body if he dies. Gojo says it's fine with that. He says he has no intention of losing and doesn't care what happens to his dead body. Again, Gojo being Gojo, there's no surprise in that, right? Then Yuta and Gojo talk about if Yuta is the descendant of Fujiwara or Sugawara. Again, the conversation will be on the screen. You can just check it out. I don't want to go through it all. Just be completely honest. And then the next spoiler point is Gojo says Yuta might be born under better circumstances than him. So Gojo says if Yuta can utilize that advantage, he's totally lame. Gojo starts off, let's start off with your sloppy curse technique. I've always told you to be careful about that. Gojo then says his students to go away because he doesn't want them to see a bloody side, especially since he doesn't know what the hell he's about to do is right or not. Right, then Gojo says again, if I lose to Sakuna and that all geezers in the room are gone, then Gakagunji Grams will stand on top of the Jujutsu headquarters. If that happens, there won't be any more chaos like post Shibuya incident, which is true for the most part, right? I don't know why Gojo trusts Gakaganji so much, but whatever. Old Gramps is old Gramps, I guess. Gojo once again tells the students to go back, but they refuse him. Yuta tells Gojo to not try to become a monster by himself again. Gojo says that's something I can do. At that moment I was left behind. I have to catch up to him. So was Gojo like, planning to die in this battle or something, bro? Because that dialogue seemed ominous for some reason. Scene switches to Amai explaining his curse technique. He can amplify the sugar within himself and output it in some kind of way. Shoko puts Amai in medical team with Tanita as supported by having him supply their brain with some sugar by using his curse technique. I don't know what the fuck would that honestly do, but whatever. Scene switches again. Yuta is cut in half due to Sakuna's slash and has been rushed to the medical ward. Arta has used this curse technique to avoid Yuta's wounds from getting worse, so it might be too late. Yuta says he's still conscious thanks to Rika, but he's starting to reach his limit. Soko tells Yuta that he has already stitched up Gojo's body or corpse, so once Yuta switches, he has to activate RCT at max capacity and complete the body, which obviously is what Yuta does right at the end of the chapter. Back to present, Sukuna and Yuta and Gojo's body both opened their domain expansions. Naruto says that Gojo had already shown the solution to Sukuna's domain open barrier. So, now it's up to Yuta. Ends chapter with Sukuna using Malevolent Shrine and Yuta using Gojo's Unlimited Void. Editor comments at the end of the chapter, the revenge match begins. Jujutsu Kaisen manga will be on a break for next week. Next, JJK manga chapter 262 leaks will be on June 6th, 14 days from now on. So we have a lot of time to discuss on this battle as a whole. Who's gonna win? And let's just be honest at this point. Sukuna is done for. He's done for. He's not winning. Again, as I'll explain it in another video. This whole topic, it requires a video for itself, as this new Yuta versus Sukuna, and why this new Yuta in Gojo's body surpasses Gojo in Gojo's body. So yeah, this some crazy shit is happening, and I'm loving it, man. So what do I think of this chapter? Well, it's fine for the most part. There isn't anything that I didn't particularly like. Obviously Yuta switching into Gojo's body was something that no one saw coming, right? Because everyone was saying Kenny or Kenjaku will come and take Gojo's body for himself, and then that's gonna be that. But obviously that was debunked because Kenjaku doesn't really know where Gojo's body went, so how the hell will he switch? So that's that. And the second possibility, which was real something that no one thought of, was this: Yuta copying Kenjaku's curse technique and then being able to use that curse technique to switch into Gojo's body, and then fight Sukuna by using Gojo's body. So this is something that no one saw coming, but Gege surprised our asses, and yeah, man, I don't know what to say at this point. This chapter was fucking crazy. What do you guys think? Comment down below. And while you're down there, also subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to see more JJK content. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.